retired colonel from the Marines on the show about counterterrorism, and he was talking about how when he was serving in southern Iraq that he had no interpreters in his unit who could speak Arabic. And so I said, well, what about the 6 interpreters, Arabic-speaking interpreters who were kicked out for being gay? And he said, well, we don't need 6, we need hundreds. And I said, would you have liked 1? And he said, yeah, I would have liked 1. Now, what can I add to this? So I want to add a couple things. I'm not an expert on this, but I did a lot of USO tours. And I started in Kosovo in 1999 and did till 2006. And you could feel the difference in the military. You just feel it. I remember doing a show in Kuwait, and I'd always do routines about don't ask, don't tell. And the routine basically went like, why shouldn't gay men and women be able to serve? They always have. Why shouldn't they be able to come out, take the command? And I'd point to the commander of the base and say, here's one of the gayest men I've ever met. And everyone would laugh and applaud. And I'd say, you know, General Miller, you know, stand up and wave, and he'd wave, and everyone would cheer. I remember at this one base in I won't say where it was, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but it was in Afghanistan. And the commander of the base, who had done that to, came up to me and gave me this beautiful triangular, this frame with the American flag in it, which he gave to every member of our troop. And he said to me, Al, keep telling those don't ask, don't tell jokes. You've got a group of fans up there. And he pointed at some women soldiers in the barracks, or in the bleachers. And they cheered. And, you know, you ask those, this was 2006 when it was hard to recruit. And they were giving moral waivers to get people into the Army. They were giving cognitive waivers. And I know that if I asked any, and I did, if I asked any of those soldiers, who would you rather have to your right and to your left? The gay soldier who you've had to your right all year for the last year, the lesbian soldier you've had to the left who's got your back, or someone with a cognitive waiver? And I'm not saying that people with cognitive waivers didn't do wonderfully in the military and, you know, were able to complete their education and achieve great things, or someone with a moral waiver. I'm not saying people with moral waivers didn't do great things in the military, because the military is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful organization. But they would have said, I want that gay soldier, I want that lesbian soldier who's had my back, and it's been to my right and been to my left. And the only last thing I want to say is that this distinction about this report, that it's how to implement the appeal, or whether or not to implement the repeal, that's a distinction without a difference. And it's just trying to delay things. You get the same information from those 2 reports, and everyone knows it. So we're gonna pass this thing, the repeal. Thank you.